there is a system in your body called the autonomic nervous system. This is the oldest system in your body. This existed before the brain existed. So even in organisms that had only nerve nets, there was enough information that some things have to be chased after and some things has to be run away from. So the autonomic nervous system is the oldest system, and the autonomic nervous system has two parts, sympathetic and parasympathetic. These two have to be in balance for your body to be in balance. Every part of your body is under the control of both of these. Your breathing, sympathetic, parasympathetic. Your heart rate, sympathetic, parasympathetic. Your gut, how much you digest the food, sympathetic, parasympathetic. When you pee, sympathetic, parasympathetic. When you poop, the temperature of your skin, how much you sweat, all of this is sympathetic, parasympathetic.
What's the difference?
You are either safe, which is parasympathetic, or you are in danger, which is sympathetic. And today, when we are sitting here, we have prolonged moments of safety. But this is a privilege. Back when we were in the jungle, safety and danger would keep switching. Right? You might be sitting, suddenly there's a tiger, you have to fight, and then the tiger is dead, and now you're chilling. You have to keep switching between sympathetic and parasympathetic, which is why these two systems are so closely linked. So as soon as you're in safety, you go into parasympathetic. As soon as you are in threat, you go into sympathetic. That's a basic funda, right? And like I said, if I point a gun at you, you go into sympathetic. All of those changes will happen. Your body cannot go into sympathetic in only one part. It's not like just your heart rate will go up and the rest of the body will be relaxed. You'll go into sympathetic overall. The more I read about the autonomic nervous system, the more I realize that every aspect of our existence is controlled by this balance. Knowing when to fight and knowing when to rest is the core skill that we can learn. The problem is that we are fighting too much and resting too little. Most of us are spending too much time in the sympathetic state, and we are not calming down enough. Which is ironic considering how relatively safe we are now. This is probably the safest period of human history. Despite that, your body has been in sympathetic for far too long. Because even the things that we consider as resting, which is scrolling on your phone, is quite sympathetically active. Because you're constantly scrolling through reels and you're getting triggered, you're finding some things, you're angry at some people, you're arguing, all that is happening. And you're considering all this as rest. So you're not in enough parasympathetic. So chronic hypersympathetic activity leads to a lot of imbalances in your body. This is basically the concept of sympathetic and parasympathetic. Does that make sense?
Now let's go to the overarching conversation, which is about stretching one's hips. What is physically inside the hips that makes you release your emotions? Is it some kind of a nerve cluster that is linked to some part of your brain which is linked to your emotions?
Yes, that's pretty much it exactly.
This is biologically proven.
So I'll tell you what. So it's not just the hips. Any joint is held together by muscles, ligaments, capsules, and all of these things are innervated. That is, the nerves are going into all these muscles and joints. Why are your hips not opening up? So very few people can do a complete split, right? Like a 180-degree split. Very few people can do it because kids can do it. When you're born, you take a baby and you put his or her legs like this and they'll go easily. So it's not like your body is not able to. But over a period of time, over several years, because you haven't stretched enough, the muscles and the capsule, the ligaments around your joints become harder and they get firmer. So as you keep stretching, your muscles are relaxing. And like we said, the more the muscles relax, the more the feedback loop sends up signals to push you into parasympathetic. So when you are able to open up your hips to that extent, the flexibility and the muscle relaxations that need to accompany this will set that feedback loop to put you in that state of parasympathetic. And that can lead to emotional reactions. And you spoke about nerve clusters. There is a lumbosacral plexus. So let me talk about plexus for a bit. There are nerves that leave your brain and come down your spinal cord, and then they exit the spinal cord at different parts of your body. So at the lower end of your spinal cord, the nerves that come out will join together as a net, which is called as a plexus. So there's one plexus near your lower abdomen and around the groin area, and there's one plexus around your shoulder, which is called as the brachial plexus. And then there are a couple of plexuses inside the body, near the heart and inside your stomach. So that plexus is what contains all the information that goes to the hip. So yes, those signals go through that plexus and then up to your brain. That part is true.
Wow. Okay.